So over at the DNC, while we have been on the air, we saw Democrats just voting to approve a new 2024 primary calendar that's going to potentially shake up the next race to the White House. So what is the new plan? Let's take you inside the room. South Carolina, starting there. That is where President Biden won in 2020. They're going to go first, February 3rd, followed by New Hampshire and Nevada on February 6th. Both states on the same day. OK, that's interesting. Remember that. We'll come back to that in a second. Georgia takes the third primary day, February 13th, so the week after. And then Michigan rounds out that first four-state slate on February 27th. You know what that means? Iowa is out of the lineup, looking more and more like it's about to lose its prized first-in-the-nation status. And the only no votes on this new plan came from, you'll be shocked to learn, Iowa, but also New Hampshire. Let me bring in NBC News senior digital politics reporter Alex Seitz-Weld. So this has been the subject, and can we just stipulate? We know that this is for big politics nerds. I get it, but it is interesting because this sets the tone in many ways for where candidates spend money, where they go in the 2023 piece of it. Obviously, if President Biden runs in 24, some of the drama on that front gets taken away because he would be the presumptive nominee. You're reporting that South Carolina Democrats were stunned by this decision from the president to push for them to go first. Also, this isn't a done deal because can't New Hampshire, and I've heard there's some rumblings about this, they're we still want to go first anyway, regardless of this vote. Talk us through all of it.
Yeah, absolutely, Hallie. I mean, this is a big deal, especially for political insiders, because Iowa and New Hampshire have had those coveted first two spots for years and decades. And we, know the names of those states, and they play such a big role in electing presidents. That will still be true on the Republican side. We should say nothing has changed there. But on the Democratic side, big changes that no one expected. South Carolina going first. They were fourth previously. The two states, Nevada and New Hampshire, on the same day. And then the addition of Georgia and Michigan, which were not in the lineup at all previously, now being added. So they've been in the process of changing the calendar for months, but people expected, maybe Iowa to drop out and be replaced by Michigan. This is a much bigger change than anyone anticipated. But the party's going to go along with it because the president likes it. The big question is whether the states will go along with it,
well,
as you just raised.
That's the question, right? Yeah.
Right.
So that I'm clear, the DNC still has to approve with a full vote, right, early next year. That still has to happen. But then couldn't Iowa, I don't want to say go rogue. I don't mean to sound pejorative, but they could still be we're still doing it early. Talk through what the states could do here.
Yeah, they actually can, and they are saying they will, or at least they're threatening to. New Hampshire has it in their law that they have the first primary in the country. So they're saying we're just going to follow our law. And Iowa can just run a state party caucus. They don't need the DNC. The challenge here, the trick for them, is the DNC can penalize states that go rogue or step out of line by not seating their delegates at the convention. And they're considering a new rule that this hasn't been done in the past that can penalize candidates for campaigning in states that go rogue. So not only could Iowa and New Hampshire lose their delegates, but if a candidate goes and campaigns in one of those states, they could be punished too. Those states a lot of it is about the media attention. It's about fundraising. It's about momentum. It's not necessarily about the delegates. So some candidates might still want to go there, even if they get penalized. But it certainly is going to change things up. And everybody in the room that I talked to today said we're likely going to be revisiting this and rewriting the calendar again in 2028.